How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today I'm going to talk about Robinhood's 3% savings account. A while ago, Robinhood sent out a notice for their 3% savings account, and you can sign up for it to get in line so that when they do release it, you can be first in line to get these accounts. After their announcement, it was found out that their account is not actually FDIC insured, only SIPC insured, which is the same equivalent for investing accounts. Now, the intention of the SIPC insurance is really for investors, not really for you to use as a checking savings account type of thing. So SIPC basically said, nope, we're not going to insure that. I think mainly because of the way it was marketed. The way it comes off of us is that they're marketing it as a 3% savings account. So people are going to try to put money in with no intention of actually putting it into a security. They're not going to buy securities with it. They're not going to buy stocks or anything. They're just going to intend to just shove money in there, shove all their cash in there, just kind of like a savings account, and just collect that 3% yield. Naturally, Robinhood backed down on that, and on the app, it no longer shows my place in line for getting this savings account. On top of this, they remove all the material on the website as well. So with that said, I don't think this 3% checking and savings account is really going away for good. I think the executives over at Robinhood, have this in mind. They think that it will work financially, so they just need to find some way so that it's actually legal for them. So what I think is going to happen is one of two ways. The first way is they're going to go back and then go, okay, we're not going to offer this as a checking and savings account. We're going to offer this as a investor checking account, which plenty of other banks do. For example, I just used a Charles Schwab investor checking account with a 0.35% yield, 0% foreign transaction fee, and you can use any ATM in the world, and they're going to reimburse you for the ATM fee. So I just used this in Spain, and I did not pay any fee for using just some random ATM I found. So route number two is they could actually register to become a bank. They're going to get this whole FDIC thing, and then they're going to go, okay, yeah, now we're going to have this 3% yield thing anyway. So with that said, let's just wait for it to come out, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to sign up. So I think this 3% thing is going to be 3% by the time they release it, probably. I don't know. It could be weeks. It could be like another month or two before they actually finally re-release this 3% savings account. So now continuing on, assuming they do have this 3% yield savings account, I want to analyze if this is a good deal or not. By the way, if you're interested in waiting for this 3% checking and savings account, you can go ahead and register for the Robinhood account first, where you can get free trades. You can sign up through my referral link down in the video description below, where you can get a free stock. And the expected value here is about $5. Expected value is kind of like a probability term. It's on the average, how much value everybody is going to get on average. It might be a very expensive stock, it might be a very cheap stock, but the expected value, it's roughly around there, $5. Let me just begin by saying this 3% checking and savings account is being compared to a lot of other high yield savings account, and one of the better ones is the Goldman Sachs Markets account, and which is something I mainly use. Right now, it's yielding about a 2.05% APY. Now, I like to do very, very simple math here. So every $10,000 that you put in every single year, you're going to get about $205 in interest every year. Robinhood, on the other hand, if you put in $10,000 for a whole year, yielding 3%, well, you're going to get $300 instead. So this is a difference of about $95 for every $10,000 that you put in. Pretty good for, just switching over to a brand new account. Now, if you're rich enough where you have a lot of cash laying around, having $250,000 of cash is pretty insane to me, but some people do have this, depending on the amount of wealth that you have. So if you max out this $250,000 on Robinhood, you're going to get $2,375 more than if you put your money at Goldman Sachs Markets account. Now, this additional $2,375 is pretty nice just for switching accounts, but this assumes that the interest rate is going to stay roughly where it is right now. But we already know that the Federal Reserve is slowly increasing interest rate at a pretty predictable rate. Here is the 62 history of the federal funds rate. Historically, from what I've seen in the past 10 years or so, your interest rate in your savings account is going to lag behind the federal funds rate by about 0.1 to 0.2%. So the current federal funds rate, it's about 2.2%. That's why In the very best of the best savings account rate, you get 2.05%. As the federal funds rate keep on going up, you're going to see your savings rate keep on going up in tandem along with it. It's important to note that the federal funds rate, it's set by an institution. It's not something that is created by market demands. So zooming into the past few years of this federal funds rates chart, you can see that over the past 2 years, the Federal Reserve have been increasing this rate steadily. It almost looks like a linear increase, and over the past 2 years, it's been going up about 0.8% every single year. So from this chart and from what the Federal Reserve says, we can just kind of anticipate that, okay, over the next 2 years, from this point on, it's also going to increase the federal funds rate by about 0.8% every year. I just kind of extrapolated this data and just go, okay, the federal funds rate is roughly gonna look like this. And by the time we have this Robinhood checking and savings account, they're gonna peg it at 3%. And to me, once they release this 3% special checking and savings account deal, they're not gonna make it always that much better than the federal funds rate. They're going to cap it at 3%, and then people are going to flow in. And I feel like Robinhood is going to keep that 3% there, while the federal funds rate keep on creeping up closer to 3%. So eyeballing this Robinhood's account, it's only going to be a very good thing for about the first 6 months or so, until the federal funds rate catches up to this 3%. And then what happens after, like many checking and savings account, is that they go, oh, we have obtained a lot of customers. They're just trying to grab a lot of customers, and they have them already. And there's a certain frictional cost involved here for a customer to go, okay, you know what? Your interest rate is not as good anymore. I'm going to move my money to another bank that has better interest rate. And to me, by that time where the federal funds rate has caught up with this 3%, I feel like there's always going to be other banks that has a little better deal. But most people is not going to pick up and leave Robinhood just because they're better by 0.1%. So what I think Robinhood is going to do is, when the rate catches up, they're going to try to catch up with that rate as well, but they're going to lag behind a little bit. I'd say about 0.1 to 0.2%. So as you see it come up, Robinhood will be like 3%. If the Fed rate comes up to 3.2% or something, Robinhood might come up another 0.1% and then go, okay, it's not 3% now, it's 3.1%. So they're going to try to, not bleed customers at too quick a rate. So I think in the coming year, after this savings account is released, they're going to be kind of dragging their feet in increasing the rate, just like many other banks have. So with that said, if you put $10,000 into Robinhood, in the beginning, I said, oh, you're going to get about $95 of an increase over putting your money over at the Marcus Goldman Sachs Bank. Because they're going to lag behind in the interest rate, it's not really $95 that you're going to get. It's going to be roughly half of this. If you look at my chart from before, the area above the federal funds rate, it's roughly the delta increase of interest that you're going to get. And this is roughly half of that square. So instead of getting $95, you're going to get about $50 additional interest for that first year on $10,000. So it's giving $50 extra to all your customers for signing up for this brand new account. If they put in $10,000, is that such a big deal? To me, this is not that big a deal, because I just signed up for a HSBC savings account. I put $5,000 in and I got $350 putting $5,000 there over the course of 6 months. So this is paying out a lot more in terms of sign up bonuses over what Robinhood is going to pay. So Robinhood giving this 3% is not actually all that great if you compare it to churning checking and savings accounts. So with that said, you're probably interested if I am personally going to put my money into it. I feel pretty secure because I sort of trust Robinhood. I feel like it's a good company. I also think if they kind of change the marketing material and just say, this is going to be an investor checking/savings account and you get 3% yield on it, SIPC is going to be okay with that, because a lot of other banks do the same thing. And I certainly would still invest my money or just put my money in there just to get that 3% yield, even if it's SIPC insured only. So another $50 over the course of the next 1 year per $10,000 that you put in. It's not bad. It's not one of the best, but I think if I have a bunch of money laying there in one checking account, for example, Goldman Sachs, I will move that into a 3% Robinhood account. Thanks for watching this video, everybody. Don't forget, I do have that referral link for Robinhood down in the video description below if you're interested in getting a free account where you can get free stock trades, as well as you can just kind of anticipate getting this 3% checking account. I think they're still going to release it, so you can sign up for this and just kind of wait around until they let you sign up. Don't forget to give me a like on this video, comment down below, let me know if you're going to sign up for this 3% high yield Robinhood account. And as always, don't forget to push that subscribe button and ring that bell icon. Thanks for watching.